So not just scooter parts, but everything. Shipping containers from Taiwan to here used to be like 2,200. Now it's 9,000.
Oh! Sliced me!
You gotta watch out. You know I was carrying. He's
then I go home.
He's Pigpen. I got a tip. Here's a question though. Since Pat's always complaining about a tip, should I just go up there and be a nice guy and give it to him?
Oh. Think he wants a quarters too?
No, really, it's a tip. See? It's got cash in it. What did he say?
I'm not going to discuss hypothetical scenarios with you.
There's something wrong with your brakes, and right, that would have been business for us. You just kept running them over as far as talking back and forth, and it gets to a point where if you're basically just on our end and you're just getting hammered and the other person's not absorbing anything or the other person's running you over.
I totally get that. In fact, I've had the leaky forks and the problem with the bike. I'm not an argumentative person.
Was on and on. He was being belligerent.
And you're like, I don't know what else to.
It was like a drunk conversation about an argument at 3 a.m.
Is it Koopa? Koopa?
King Koopa?
King Koopa? Yeah, I'm King Koopa. Give me a kiss, Paul. Give me a kiss. Get down there. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
Prepare for prices to increase.
Why is that?
Because the cost of raw materials has pretty much doubled. So not just scooter parts, but everything. Shipping containers from Taiwan to here used to be like 2,200. Now it's 9,000 per shipping container. So we're getting emails from Yasuni and other companies that are saying, hey guys, prepare for all the prices to go up because the cost of like cold rolled steel for pipes has doubled. So everything that's, I don't know if wood's gone crazy. But
wood's
yeah.
like insane. Like
Yep.
you could build basically it's like 5 times or 4 times the amount of the cost of wood.
Really?
Yeah.
So if it comes over on a shipping container, which almost everything, Paul dropped his comb.
Hey, my hair.
Pretty much everything comes over in a shipping container. But even if like Italy, too fast, if they're getting their aluminum from a shipping container from another country, they're going to pay the higher rates in the shipping container, so costs has just gone through the roof. So everything you see, every material you see is going to start going up. So I don't have any control over it, so we're going to follow it, of course, because that's what we have to do. Our margins are pretty small in general, so if they're going to go up 50%, it would literally be better off just to hand you money.
Yeah.
Which we can talk about that later. Paul, you want to hand people money?
You want to hand some people some money?
I'll take that.
I'll take that.
Here you go.
Sliced me!
You gotta watch out. You know I was carrying? You want it back? Here.
Damn, I think I need it just for the slice in my hand to go to the doctor.
Here, take your money. No, really, grab it.
I win both.
So, we sell these Motion Pro gasket scrapers / hand stabbers.
This is how I store my money.
Do you really? Let me see.
I just ball it up and then I just stick it in my pocket.
He's the guy that's contributing to everybody having like ripped bills and torn bills and everything.
Yeah, I get change at the store. I just take it. The cashier looks at me. I just go.
Do you really?
Yep, 100%. Every time. I just take it and just crumple it in my hand.
You're
and just
proud
shove
of
it
that?
down my pants. Yep.
We keep learning these little new
What do you
little
mean?
things.
That's
It's
just
like
what I do.
He's like a Pandora's box with a bunch of different layers.
Brandon had like the best example. We're building a giant Lego structure of Paul, 1 by 1 Lego at a time.
Like pretend you're a cashier.
But it's
at a
the little
store.
single ones,
Hey,
and
John,
they're going vertical.
Yeah.
So it's not very strong until we get the side pieces up to protect the little single ones.
Yeah. Pretend like
What's
you're a
this for?
cashier and you're handing me my change.
Oh, here you go. Here's your money back for your bangs and your chicken wings and your chocolate milk.
Chocolate. I don't drink chocolate milk that much. I take the money.
I've seen you suck down like a whole
Yeah,
gallon.
so I don't drink it. So I don't buy it anymore because I drink too much. Yeah, I just take the money. Just
He's
then I go
Pigpen.
home.
He's Pigpen. You know Pigpen from Charlie Brown? The one that's got like the flies around, like
No,
the dirt
no,
around
no,
his
no,
head?
no, no, no.
Yeah,
No.
You're totally Pigpen, dude.
No.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Dub it in where he's like walking and there's like flies in like this circle. You know Pigpen?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's Pigpen.
No.
He wads up his money
hair,
like this,
Paul.
and he shoves it in his pocket. So that's what made me think.
When you take it out, is it just like a big ball? You're just like,
Yeah, look, pull it out.
Well, no. Yeah, like
See?
this.
That's
Do you just throw it on the counter?
What do you do with it after you get home with it?
I go home, so usually I don't carry cash. I just go home and I just take it and I just put it in the shoebox.
So you just drop it in the, you don't actually like nicely and like organize it?
And then like once a week or so, I'll go through all of it and I'll make it all nice and.
Oh, dude.
Where's this shoebox located?
Don't tell him. Don't tell him.
It's over in Nanya.
he doesn't own a dresser.
No. Why
Dude,
would
I
I
thought
do
you
that?
like.
I don't know how.
No.
Do you have hangers
Do
to hang up?
you know what he does, right?
He
He,
keeps it in
he
a
told me.
hamper, right?
Yeah, he keeps it. There's like a there's a pile. There's a pile clean
I can't say.
and a pile of.
I can't say it was any different at his age, honestly. When I was.
It works. It's
Yeah.
a good system.
You should just leave it crumpled up as an anti-theft device. Because then somebody will grab your money and they'll be like, fuck, just keep fumbling it. They're not going to go anywhere.
Dang language.
What's your language?
Damn. I have to beep all that out now.
Okay, how much? I'm gonna go backwards. Oh, edit that out.
Alright guys, so as you've seen, we're doing something we've never done before. We gave away the bug eye. At the first part of May, we'll do a video and an announcement on who won. We're also giving away a pre-bug. To win, you need to be subscribed. But how else? You gotta click on the information above in the corner to watch the original video so you can enter to win. And don't worry, we're doing more giveaways soon.
John is going to help a upset customer. But we're not gonna be able to hear without it being on speakerphone. Let me explain really quick first. So I'm gonna run you through this entire video as fast as possible. We're not doing this to call out the customer in any way, shape, or form. We respect his thoughts and decisions and what he has to say, but we are explaining that John is the new manager. If you have any problems of any sort, he's the one to talk to. So let's get back to the video.
Yeah,
This is John down at Scooterswapshop. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Oh, great. Just reaching out to you. Brandon had mentioned that you still had some issues with the CB200.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to Brandon about it.
Okay.
That's,
Well, here's the thing: is I'm the manager here, so usually this is like my duty to kind of take on these responsibilities and work with the customers and figure out what they need. That's just kind of my duty.
right, I know, but I dealt with you before, and like I didn't really get anywhere with it, and I just wanted to talk to Brandon since he's the owner.
Right.
Like-
What are you hoping that by talking to Brandon we'll be able to accomplish?
Well, I just like to let Brandon know, my experience of what happened. Like that was just uncool to be hung up on by your employee, and the tank's dented on my bike, and my front brakes no longer function. So again, you instructed me to take this up with Brandon in the first place. So I just don't know why Brandon doesn't want to get on the phone with me and have a chat about it.
Well, I don't think it's a matter of Brandon not wanting to get on the phone with you. It's just that we're trying to take care of this in a way that works out. If you're wanting to bring the CB in, we can definitely take a couple of minutes and look to the brakes and see what's going on with those. But as far as like if they need serviced or anything, that's nothing that we would be able to cover because it's not something that we worked on.
But they didn't need service. They were working fine. So again, this is why I'd really like to talk to Brandon about this, because I'm banging my head against a rock here, and you guys are making me feel like I'm the asshole, and I'm not. I just my bike had working brakes when I brought it in there. I didn't need anything done with the brakes. The brakes were fine. Now the brakes don't work anymore. I don't know if somebody got some oil on them or something. I don't know what the story is, but it's a cable-operated brake. There's no brake fluid involved. Your technician mentioned something about a puddle being underneath my bike. So if there was a puddle under my bike, that's not my fault, because there's nothing that a puddle shouldn't be coming out of my bike. You understand? Like, it's a cable-operated brake. There's no brake fluid involved. There's no leaking brake fluid. So something happened to the bike while it was in your care. You understand? Like, I'm not trying to be a jerk. I brought my bike. I brought multiple bikes to you guys before. Like, I've never had this experience where I've been treated so shabbily by the shop. You know, I've been a loyal customer there. I know I've gone riding with you guys on your Wednesday bike rides. Like, you know what I mean? I just, like I said, I'd like to speak to Brandon about it, which is, you know, what you instructed me when we spoke last.
Sure.
So
I think the tricky part is that what I hear you saying is that, you know, you brought your bike in and you're not having a good experience with the way that the shop handled it. And I completely understand that, and I think you're also asking me, you know, to put a lot of trust in what you're saying, right? And what I'm asking.
What I'm saying, I mean, no, there was no dent in the tank, and my brakes were just fine. My brakes were fine. If I had a brakes, put a lot of trust in what I'm saying. I paid $600 to have my. I came in there to get my carbs balanced. Okay, already you guys charging us a lot of we covered why we're doing an issue.
And I'd really like to talk to you about this, but I need you to give me the opportunity to talk, okay?
I'm just telling you what's going on, and you're making it seem like all I'm doing is talking over you. I mean, you're telling me. You've already told me that there has to be a trust issue. You know, I just want to speak to Brandon. It's not complex. I just like to talk to Brandon about it. I don't understand why it's like I have to go through a gatekeeper to speak to Brandon.
Well, I'm not a gatekeeper. It's my job to work with customers when they have an issue.
I understand that, but so if a customer asks to speak to the owner, is it your job to shut them down?
Well, it's my job to make sure that I've done everything I can to service the customer before they speak to him.
Right. And we've already discussed me bringing in the bike, and you're basically telling me, like, if the bike needs more service, then I'll have to pay for it. The bike needs
Absolutely. And when I had the tech ride
it, said something about a puddle being underneath it. There's no way a puddle could have come from the bike because it does not have brake fluid. There's no brake fluid anywhere on the motorcycle. It's all cable operated.
So I've had both the tech ride the bike.
Puddle, that leads me to believe that something was spilled on or near the bike.
Okay, sounds good.
I mean, those are his words. I didn't say anything about a puddle. I just said the brakes don't function anymore, and now there's a dent on my tank. I'm not even worried about the dent on my tank. I'm more concerned with the fact that my bike does not have front brakes anymore.
What I do know is that I've combed over the footage that we have. The bike never came in contact with any other bike.
Okay.
Or any other surface for that matter.
Again, so I'm not really worried about the dent in the tank, which it didn't have before I brought it there. I'm just being, it just didn't happen. It's okay. Stuff happens. It's not a big deal.
Well, but it's important to me that we have clarity there that the bike was not damaged while it was in our care.
Okay. So basically, what you're telling me is I can't speak to Brandon, and that's it. Like, I'm not allowed to talk to Brandon.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Well, can we just cut to the chase then? Can I speak with Brandon about this? Or, I mean, I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, it like I said, if you want to bring the bike in, we would be more than happy to take a couple minutes and check on the brakes and see what's going on with them. That sounds like that's the issue right now, correct?
Well, it's been the issue.
Okay.
It's been the issue, and not.
Yeah, I can't speak for the.
I think you would want to take issue with that. It's not a good look. Especially to a loyal customer who's recommended other people getting taken care of. You know, I can't even like
I don't think anybody's saying that you've done anything wrong. In having this conversation with you, though, I think that I'm running into the same reason that the tech was unable to help you, right? Is that I would like to have a conversation about this, and a conversation is like we work together, I say something, you say something, and it feels like right now the conversation is sort of one-sided.
Okay, go ahead and tell me whatever it is you want to tell me. All I'm asking is to speak with Brandon.
Okay. So, in looking at the bike was moved several times. once by one of our one of the shop guys that moves the bikes in and out of the building, and once by the tech when he was riding it. During those 2 times that it was moved, there was nothing wrong with the brakes. The brakes were functioning. The tech that took it out on a ride needed those brakes in order to be able to take it on that ride. During that ride, the brakes functioned properly. So, hey Ryan, can I continue to talk for a minute?
It was completely like crazy. You're claiming that the shop has nothing to do with the problems that my bike has.
That is correct.
That's been your position since minute 1. I just want to talk to Brandon. Listen, I have to get back to school. If you could have Brandon give me a call back, I'd really appreciate it. It's not a complex issue. I would just like to speak with Brandon, the shop owner. That's all.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Yep. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
So how do you feel about that, Mr. John?
It's really hard because as a, somebody who's like trying to work with the customer and trying to have a good customer service experience, like I want people to come in and feel good about the work, but when there's things that we have nothing to do with, I can't take responsibility for that. I would love to be like, you know what, just bring it back in. We'll like work on it for you for free and do all these things, but it wasn't something that we had anything to do with, so that makes it pretty difficult,
Yeah.
I think as far as his experience on the phone, when you've got a customer that continues to talk over you and over you and over you, it makes it really hard to have a conversation. And I think that that's a lot to ask of our techs too. Like when they get on the phone and then start getting berated about the work that they've done. Like I completely understand why the tech handed the phone back during that time. Ultimately, like I would love for this guy to have a good experience. I'd love for everybody who shops here to have a good experience. I can't change the way people feel about things. And as far as the trust issue goes, like he's asking us to trust what he's saying, but he's having zero trust for what we're saying, right? He's having zero trust for the fact that we took care of his bike while it was here. He's having zero trust for the service that was done, and that's really difficult,
And the main thing is why John isn't just handing the phone over to Brandon is because we're eliminating Brandon from all these situations completely. And the new policy really is you don't talk to Brandon. There's no reason that you need to talk to Brandon because John's the person to talk to. If you need something that's parts related, you talk to Paul. If you need something that's super technical about something that our tech worked on, then that would be the only situation where you would talk to our tech.
Yeah, that's what I get paid for.
Yeah.
If I'm not doing that, I don't have a job.
Otherwise, you can consider John the owner.
And I'll take care of everybody, like I'm gonna try to do my best, so.
Yeah.
I got a tip. $20.
Damn, still doesn't beat mine.
Here's a question though.
What?
Since Pat's always complaining about a tip, should I just go up there and be a nice guy and give it to him?
You know,
Do you think that would make him happy?
wouldn't?
I don't know.
You earned a tip. Nobody gives me tips, but you gave me mine out of feeling bad for me because my life is miserable and the only person that loves me is my dog.
Does his dog love him?
I think because he feeds him, yeah.
So should I give him a tip, you think? Should I give him this
First of all, we get tips as a shop. Paul gets bangs as a tip. I mentioned, why is it that only Paul gets tips in bangs, and where does all the tip money go? That's what I've mentioned. That's all. To clarify.
20 for all his hard
I
work?
wish I had cash to throw down on this.
Would you? You do. Yeah.
I want to cash. Ooh, follow me.
Ooh, give him that. You're gonna give him that fake 20 that's sitting on it. Yeah.
Oh.
Give him that fake 20. Oh, let's give him the fake one here. Hey, no, we know it's counterfeit. It's counterfeit.
I have money.
No, bring it in here. No.
I want to show you where I'm going to get the money from.
Don't scratch my door, Paul.
Oh. I think once a quarter is too.
Yeah, add it to the file. It's hot out here. All right, that's perfect. Okay, good.
Hold on. Oh, there's a penny in there. That's a lucky one. Napkins.
Okay. All right, let's go. Easy.
Okay.
Hey, is your car broken?
No. It rubs really bad.
Yeah. All right, Pat. Here's your tip.
You're gonna make his day.
I feel like, should you give it to him? No, I think I need to.
a customer.
No. What are you gonna do? No, because he needs to know that I gave him the tip that was given to me.
Put it in. No, because then he's gonna be like, oh well, you got a tip and I never got any tips.
Bro, censor that out.
Hold on, we're not ready yet.
So what are you gonna say? To Pat.
I wish I could spell.
I almost grabbed a bang.
Do you want to split one?
I probably should since I gotta go do the mini truck.
I'm your secret admirer. He just told me just gotta do the box.
Who's Patarek? Jesus Christ.
Hey Pat! You got some mail for you.
Got a tip for you.
Great.
No, it's a tip. There's cash in there.
Yeah.
No, really, it's a tip. See? It's got cash in it. You did a great job, and you got a tip today. Awesome work, Pat. All right, that's all.
What is this? Explain the actual business.
It's a tip for all your hard work.
No, really, what is it?
It's literally a tip.
Yeah.
From who?
Tiffany.
Tiffany.
Well, Brandon gave Tiffany the 20, and then I thought I should throw down on the pot as well.
No, Tiffany gave me a 20 as a tip, but then I realized, do your description of Pat about the tips.
No. We'll see it later.
So you got a tip now. There you go. What? Why?
I owe you money.
What? This isn't enough though.
Well, I know.
Okay, I want the change back though. No, I'm kidding. That so you actually just ended up giving him a tip, and I kept the money. Wait, does this count? This isn't count. Hey, does this mean it? I think I just lost money then. If this counts towards the debt that he owes me.
Well, which debt? The gas?
How you doing there, Paul?
Fantastic.
How you feeling today? Being a little sus.
Me?
I'm just kidding. So, Paul, I wanted to put some more fun into this little bit of video I thought about. I'm an upset customer, right?
Okay.
And I have a situation where I have a problem with my bike or my part or something, and I know Brandon, I know he's the owner. How do we explain to customers how this is actually going now?
Well, so the thing is, it's kind of understandable to speak to the owner because we're kind of a small business, and that's kind of like what people do with like small businesses. Because like we have like what, like
Five people.
5 people here.
Like what?
You want to play a prank on Brandon?
What?
He's like super stressed out today, so it's probably a bad day to do it. But I'm gonna tell him that the guy who brought the shirt out backed out because he didn't know it wasn't street legal.
Okay, we'll do it in a minute. Okay, so somebody calls, wants to talk to the owner, and
who is the owner of Scooterswapshop?
Well,
is it the man with no face?
it's you. What's the new way that we're doing things?
You cannot talk to the owner of this business.
Why are we doing this, and what is the?
Because we have a shop manager now. So you have to grow the hair out and get the Karen haircut.
Gotcha.
You have to say, can I speak to your manager, please?
Gotcha. Okay. But the reason for that.
The reason for that is because Brandon's a busy man and he gets stressed out with all these little things.
Yeah.
And then and it kind of builds up. And Brandon has a lot going on. He has like a family. He's like the only person here who has like a family and stuff to take care of.
John does. What are you talking about?
Oh, true.
I have a family. It's me and my dog. You're the only one without a family. Because Brandon is putting his energy into other things. And there's certain stuff that Brandon just doesn't really want to deal with. And he shouldn't deal with.
He shouldn't deal with. Yeah, that's why Brandon hired John. So John pretty much takes all the stuff on that Brandon kind of had to do. Mm-hmm. Like he had no choice, but he didn't really want to do because it like adds stress and it's like an extra workload.
Gotcha.
And some stuff takes time and process, deal with stuff, and it's just there's other things Brandon could be doing around here.
Okay.
He's getting yelled at by angry people.
Yeah.
And John's good at getting yelled at by angry people.
I call and I want to talk to Brandon. Instead, I talk to John. Right? What if I have a problem with my parts? Who do I talk to?
Probably me. I mean.
Or I have a question about parts.
Me. If you have a problem with your parts, you should probably email, because we're gonna ask you for pictures and more information, anyways.
Okay.
And it's easier to keep track of stuff. Because like obviously I can't like. I only have so much space up here. So if you call me.
And if you give him too much space, the other stuff goes out.
Yeah,
so it fills up and the rest spills out the side.
Yeah, it comes in this here and it just starts pushing its way through
until it finally
more comes
starts
in,
popping out the other way.
And then it goes out the other way.
Yeah. Is there any case and scenario that they can talk to the tech?
Yeah, I'm the tech.
So, can anybody talk to Dustin?
If you're Dustin's friend, or if you have a bike in here.
And you have a question on
or
that
Dustin
person.
has a question for you.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Otherwise, you're talking to John.
Otherwise, you're talking to John or me, and Dustin isn't going to have answers to a lot of questions that people ask. Like, what's wrong with my scooter? Why doesn't it run? Will this Ruckus performance car fix all the issues with my Ruckus?
And who would they talk to on that?
Not me. You know what I tell them? Maybe. Maybe if the carb's actually the issue.
Okay, what if somebody's like, man, these YouTube videos really suck. I don't like them. Who do they talk to?
I wouldn't say that. Too loud.
No, but yeah, mainly you talk.
That likes constructive criticism, so criticize the music volume and the words on the screen and the thumbs up.
All right, you want to prank Brandon?
Yeah, let's prank Brandon.
Okay. I'm gonna go find a spot and then I'll.
Yeah.
What did he say? You're not kidding. Here's the joke.
He just wants a little
service process. It has rollers on it versus
bearings.
Kind of cool, right?
Actually, probably works.
So you more stressed out now?
Look at. So stage 6 has these pins that roll, which is kind of cool because the other ones don't. There's like a one solid piece, but.
So
Pat doesn't know about this because Pat doesn't work on scooters. Pat's a ground guy. Motorcycle guy.
Pat owns a scooter.
He's like, where's this going? Back wheel?
Yeah, what are you talking about? I got
How
a.
many teeth? Where do you put the chain on?
Can I get one of those for my morph?
Yeah, sure.
They make one?
Don't
think so.
How much bigger is that compared to a stock one?
Pulley?
Yeah.
I don't have a stock pulley.
You have one right there.
I don't know. Where?
So Paul failed at pranking you.
He tried, but he's like smiling the entire time. So.
Yeah, I'm not very good. Sometimes.
Okay, next time you hold the camera. I know that the footage is gonna look like this,
Like you got trapped.
but I'll play the prank.
I'm gonna find the.
Dang, really wish I could show them what's behind me.
Oh.
Why not?
Really cool. Secret sauce.
Hi, Paul. Carry on.
Brandon's getting all professional.
You handed the phone to the guy because he was yelling on the phone, right? And then. Is that originally how it happened with that Ryan guy?
Oh, the hang up?
Yeah.
No, I hung up because I was like, I'm not going to discuss hypothetical scenarios with you. The point is this, this, and that. And he's like, but, and he kept cutting me off. I'm like, bam.
I mean, if somebody's talking on the phone, I've had it too, where they just keep going and going, and they won't stop and listen, they won't communicate, they just keep going and going. You just can't just sit
we
on the
got
phone.
to a point of conversation, and it was like, I'm not going to debate hypothetical make-believe situations with you. We need to stop this, and he kept going. That was it.
Yeah, and that's the case with John too. You tried to talk to him and he kept talking over him.
Hey, is this?
Yeah.
Hey, this is Brandon with Scooterswapshop.
Hey, Brandon. I appreciate it. Yeah, I've been a regular customer there for you guys. I've had both my bikes in there, and I thought I told you to do. I'm not really concerned about that. What I am concerned about is the fact that, you know, I have no problem brakes at all. And, you know, the bike is fine. I wanted to get a power. And it's been front brake.
So, quick question for you. I looked in the history. So I've already talked with everybody about the bike. So the last time the bike was in here was 2019 for a carb clean. Has it been ridden since 2019, or?
Absolutely.
Okay, so my only thought with our big concern here is safety, and if we ride a bike, and obviously we're here to make money, right? So if we notice something wrong with your brakes, it would have been in our benefit to say, hey, listen, there's something wrong with your brakes, and right, that would have been business for us so clearly, had there been something wrong with your brakes, we would have said, hey, listen, of course we're here to make business. Here's more opportunity to obviously, you know, make another sale on a product or service or whatnot. So it wouldn't really make any sense for us to hand a bike over with bad brakes. My thought on the brakes, and Dustin probably I mean, Dustin rode that thing for quite a bit back and forth, and if there was something wrong with it, we would have told you. My thought is possibly your forks are hydraulic. In the front, they have oil. It's possible that you had oil come out of your forks because seals dry up over time. You rode it and that oil made it down to your brake. I have a 2015 KTM 1190 with 9,000 miles on it, and the same thing, the seals leaked, and I have a puddle on the ground the size of a football and it sits for a week, and that just happened out of nowhere. So that's probably my guess is what happened with your brakes, because if you took your car in for, you know, to get tires put on, and then you go to take it home and your sunroof is leaking, they're two totally separate things. There would be no way for us to, like, just doing the carb clean is completely unrelated to the brakes. We don't touch any of the braking system at all, so there's literally no way that what we did could have caused your brakes to have problems. My guess is what's going on is, and it happens too, seals dry up, they leak. My guess is it leaked down your fork. If you look at your bike, my guess is you'll probably see some fluid around the, fork. That's probably my guess as to if your brakes, if there's some fluid there, that's where it's coming from. But I mean, for us to actually have affected your brakes, we would have had to physically take your braking system apart, and then we would have ridden it, realized something's wrong with it, and we would have, I mean, if something was wrong with it, we would have contacted you, say, hey, listen, there's something wrong, you know, do you want to work on this? But yeah, we rode it and there was nothing wrong with it at all, so my take on it is your forks are probably leaking, is my guess.
I mean, but like, I mean, I literally just, like, between like, your shop and my house, which is, like, on 50th and Division, like, you know, I became, you know, really aware that the brakes were, you know, no longer functional at all in the front. I mean, like, just, you know, completely no brakes. So, you know, I somehow in the space of, you know,
you're breaking up. I'm losing you here. Are you there? Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, my other concern was just, like, you know, getting hung up on, you know, like, your guys' problem, like, well, I mean, just saying, like, if you brought your bike into a shop and it had brakes when you brought it there, and then when you left, it didn't have any brakes, you could probably, right? That's all I was trying to articulate, and he, you know, basically just like.
Well, so I spoke with him. I spoke with John first, and they said that basically they were trying to communicate, and then you just kept running them over as far as talking back and forth, and it gets to a point where if you're basically just on our end and you're just getting hammered and the other person's not absorbing anything, or the other person's running you over, you're just on the other end of the phone and you can only take so much until you're like, okay, this is not being productive. As far as what your situation, it's no different than me hiring someone to put a roof on my house and then saying that the plumbing doesn't work now, right? Somebody came into my house, they did some work. It's literally 100% impossible for us to have affected your brakes in any way, shape, or form. Things fail, they break. I told you about that KTM. I have a Husqvarna that the clutch master cylinder gave out on me. It has 70 miles on it and it's brand new, and it gave out instantly. Things work and then they fail. That's how things fail. It's not a slow, gradual thing. It's like they work, boom, you get oil down your fork, like I said, that's probably a very simple fix. Go out and take a peek at it, see if you see oil on the ground. If you see some oil on the ground, then that's how the oil has contaminated your pads, and that's not big.
There's no oil underneath the bike at all.
Okay, well, there's literally, if you had taken your car in to get tires put on it, and then all of a sudden it wouldn't pass DEQ after that work was done, would you assume that they messed with your engine and putting the tires on? Because this is the exact same scenario.
Well, I'm not going to assume that. I'm just going to say, like, you know, maybe some oil was dripped on it. You know what I mean? And you know, there's a dent in the tank. You know what I mean? Like, I basically was just articulating, like, hey, you know, this is, you know, I'm a little bit, you know, shocked by the treatment. You know
well, I know, but what I'm saying is we have probably, I mean, we've called you back immediately. We spoke to you about this. We've explained things over and over, and it's, you know, we have an hours into phone calls back and forth over the situation, and I'm 100%, you know, understanding of your concern, and you know, John's kind of explained the same thing, that what the work we have done is unrelated to your braking issues, and that's just all I'm trying to explain to you, is that there's no way what we did with your carbs had anything to do with your braking system. I'm offering some advice as to what it could possibly be.
I totally get that. In fact, I've had the leaky forks and the problem with with the bike before. Like, I get it. You know, I've had this bike for 15 years. Like, I very well remember. I built this from the rough bucket shit that it was, you know what I mean? Like, I've done work on the bike. I'm not, you know, it's not my first time at the rodeo. All I'm saying was, you know, the bike had brakes when I went in there. It didn't have them when I came out. So, you know, I don't think it's unwarranted that I wouldn't, you know, maybe like raise that issue along with the dent. You know what I mean? It's just a concern. I don't think I'm out of line by saying that. And I just, you know, basically wasn't steamrolling anybody. I was just saying, like, listen, this is what happened, you know, and, you know, he's just, I mean, quite frankly, being really rude to me. You know,
okay, how would you like us to? What do you want to see come out from this situation?
I mean, at this point, I mean, you know, I guess I'm just pretty much just, it is what it is, you know.
Well, so you're understanding. Do you agree with me that us doing the carburetors has nothing to do with your braking system?
I understand that you guys doing the carburetors potentially has nothing to do. Also, that, you know, moving the bike inside and outside repeatedly, you know, I mean, the bike got rained on, which I understand it's Portland, that happens, I get it, but, you know, it's just.
So if you feel you're upset because that you think that we possibly messed up your brakes. If that's the case, can you explain to me how we could have messed up your brakes in doing your carburetor? I'm open to listening to how we could have possibly done that.
Your check that there was a puddle underneath the bike, and my bike doesn't have.
Yeah, well, it could have been something from another bike. It could have been rain, but that's kind of that's. So you're saying that if there's no fluid leaking on the forks, you said it's totally dry, and your brakes are a cable system, then the puddle is 100% irrelevant. That has nothing to. If there's no leaking, if you say right now there's no leaking fork fluid, then it was from a different bike or from water or something else. So we can just put that off. We don't need to cover that anymore because it doesn't sound like it has any relevance.
I'm not bringing it up. I mean, he was the one who brought it up.
But what does a puddle have to do with anything with your brakes not working if your brakes are cable actuated?
Maybe there was an oil spill or something that got leaked on it. I don't know. I mean, there's a myriad of ways that somehow oil can get on, you know, onto a rotor. Listen, I was more concerned about just being treated really shabbily.
Well,
you know, I'm not an argumentative person. I was just, you know, saying, like, listen, like, this is what happened, you know, and there's a dent in the tank. There wasn't one there before.
Well, what I'm saying, we're going around the same thing, and we're willing to talk and we're willing to listen and we understand your concern. But at the end of the day, you're wanting something, or you're wanting us to say that we damaged your bike, and I'm telling you that your brakes had nothing to do with the work that we did.
I don't want anything. I just was just a concerned customer bringing things to your attention.
Okay, so how could we have made this situation better? Put yourself in my shoes and just help me to understand, as a customer, if we didn't do anything to your brakes, how could I have made this situation better for you?
I mean, I would have appreciated just, like, not being hung up on and not being told that I was, you know, like steamrolling and people were being argumentative when I really wasn't. I just, you know what I mean? Like,
But if you're accusing that we damaged your bike, if you're accusing that we damaged the bike and we're telling you that we didn't. Yeah, I understand. I understand. You know, maybe from here on out, every single bike that comes in here, we do a safety inspection on it, and then we make the customer sign and they write it before they leave. That way they can address any concerns they have at that given moment. Because when we rode the bike, it rode perfect here. You know, we ride everything here, we test everything here, and there was no issues. We've done work on bikes where they've been totally perfect, and then the customer gets a few miles away and something else fails. You know, it's hard because things do fail and things do break. So
I totally get it. I'm just saying, but like, I don't but you yourself wouldn't do it if you brought your bike to a shop.
sure, I understand that. I understand that completely. And I'm sorry you had a bad experience, or that it just, like I said, we probably spent an hour back here just talking about it and just verifying. We've looked at footage, and there, I don't see that there's any way we could have dented the tank, or the brakes were totally unrelated. But I do understand your concern, and I do understand you being upset. Yeah, I understand your concern. So.
Okay. All right.
Cool. All right. Thank you. I don't know what he wanted. What did he want? So he keeps talking about a puddle under his brakes, but he's like, but then he said that his sports were leaking before, but now they're not leaking now. Dustin's got his drill gun out. Look at him.
Modern day things. No,
Yeah,
that's when I was talking to him. He was going on and on about the hypothetical situation. If this happened, what would you do? This happened. I was like, come down and talk to us. Yeah. And he just kept going on and on and on, and finally, there's no win for either of us. So it's like, you're gonna act like that.
Well,
I'm hanging up on
you can't. At some point, if they're just talking and mowing you down, and there's nothing being productive.
Well,
that was 12 minutes. John's on the phone for 20. You were probably on the phone for 15.
John kind of witnessed it with the original conversation when I had to hang up. It just was on and on. He was being belligerent.
And you're like, I don't know what else to.
It was like a drunk conversation about an argument at 3 a.m. It's just.
Like you're just absorbing it, sitting there absorbing it for no reason.
And it's very blatant. He tried to say he's not very argumentative. I'm an argumentative person. And I know he's argumentative.
Well, John's like the nicest person on earth. He's like known for diffusing angry people, and he wasn't okay with John either. So. Well,
and my style is like, these are the facts. Here are the options. What are we going to do?
Yeah. If you're not offering a solution, or you're not telling me what you want, what's the point of just sitting there?
Then I don't.
And when it comes down to now, Brandon isn't taking these types of calls anymore.
No,
not anymore.
John's the manager, so now I get to work on things and talk to people when they make it past John. John's like, think of the Mario. I'm like the one at the very end, and then you got to make it past the things shooting the fireballs or the spikes that come down. That's John.
So you're princess, and they're just trying to get to you.
Is it Koopa? Koopa?
King Koopa?
King Koopa? Yeah, I'm King Koopa. But John's like all the fireballs and the spikes that you got to get through before you get to King Koopa. I gotta get this. Give me a kiss, Paul. Give me a kiss. Get down there. Come on. Come on. Give me a kiss.
So excited.
Come on, Paul. He loves you. Get him. Jeez.
Look at Paul's mood suddenly change.
This is Paul's like animal spirit right here. He's so loud. Good lord.
He has this in his mouth.
He needs a cold air intake. Whoa! He's so fast. Alright, I was hoping Paul would kiss him, but do it for the YouTube. Show him that you love animals, Paul. Get down there. No? Paul doesn't love animals. He's an animal hater.
He can't reach his balls to lick them, so he should be fine. He doesn't eat his poop, so he's got to clean them up.
You talking about Paul or the dog?
I'm talking about
Dude,
the dog.
let's give us a Scooterswapshop vest. Like a jersey, like a sports. Oh, he's a dog person now. Look at you. Give him a kiss. Get close up in there. Oh, yeah. Paul. Get close. Oh, wow. It's like a Mack truck.
That's a lot of hair.
Give him a kiss.
What's up? What's up?
Oh, he doesn't kiss you? Oh, he's not a face licker. Ooh, Paul loves him. How do you clean his nose? Do you take him somewhere? Like I don't know where to pet because like his face is, but he doesn't have a nose like a spot. You can't like rub his nose. Where's his good spot? Where's his? Because he's got to have a good spot, right? Where is it? Ooh, Paul found it.
That's right in here.
Anyway, basically, if you're giving him love,
He sounds like he's underwater.
well, I mean, he's
He's like a little grandma.
slowly suffocating his whole life.
Poor guy.
Poor guy.
You know my